aims to enable more brands through e-commerce and ultimately make it easier and affordable for Filipinos to shop online. He is EY's 2022 Technology Entrepreneur of the Year. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Great Deals E-commerce Corp, Steve C. So good to have you with us, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us.
It is an honor for me to be part of your show, Cathy.
And coming here just after Double Day
11,
sale.
yeah.
My goodness, that must have been a bit of a flurry. Maybe did you get some sleep?
I did get some sleep. Definitely 11/11 is one of the biggest day for e-commerce. It's one of the best sales during the year. But there's a major difference already in terms of consumer behavior on this 11/11 compared to the previous 11/11.
And what have you noticed?
Okay, so before, everything is done on the D-Day, 11/11. Now, TikTok Shop started November 5 to 13. Lazada, November 8 started. So it's now a 1 week, fiesta or campaign. So it's not anymore concentrated on one day, and it's spread out into 5 to 7 days. Sales are still coming in, but you don't focus on just one day. So we have enough time to sleep.
I see. Okay, and pace
everything.
yourself. But
Yes.
yeah, I was looking at the Chinese D-Day sale, and it indeed started about 2 weeks ago. And you kind of get an idea of the what's the most sellable out there, and it's beauty products, it's health products.
You will experience right now, there's not much celebrity endorsement for the 11/11. Not like before, there's Jose Marichan, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, all of Vice Ganda. But this year, not so much. Because what happened was, people are being entertained all the time through live selling, that it changed the consumer behavior. So the mega campaign days is not that, I would say, shiny as before. So it has diluted its shininess. But still, we are a consumer-driven economy. So Filipinos still buy their toiletries, their groceries, their milk on 11/11 because they have one of the best discounts also offered during the 11/11 sale.
So how does that add up to? You said less shiny, diluted. Does that mean less on the monetization part? They're doing it in a number of days because they couldn't get it in one go on Double 11.
So for the e-commerce as an industry, I would say it has been growing tremendously for this year compared to last year. Even for our company, we've increased more than 60% growth compared to last year. So it's more of the consumer behavior. People tend now to buy almost weekly so we have a bigger base. Because of TikTok Shop, the people that were watching telenovela, Korean novela, people that are at home, those that are not working, those that have time, now they're watching live stream and they're getting a lot of offers, being entertained while shopping. So I think those are the new consumer or digital consumer that came in, and it has added a lot of new digital consumer into our industry. So the base has been bigger. Of course, the average basket size, if you're new, it's smaller. Like COD has increased again because of this new consumer. But the beauty of it, more and more Filipinos are being penetrated to experience the magic of e-commerce. Last year, it's just less than 5% of our share of business. Now, during this campaign, it's almost as 30% Shopee, 30% Lazada, 30% TikTok, even on that campaign. So you'll see TikTok has transformed from a social media platform to an e-commerce platform already. People tend to buy in TikTok shops already.
Okay, so how does that upend your business model? Your end-to-end, supporting the Lazadas, the Shopees of the world. Now that a lot more entrepreneurs are directly going to the consumers through online selling.
So for me, it's way, way better to have another platform like TikTok. The truth is, even Facebook is trying to come in with their Meta Shop so that they'll be able to, curtail the growth of TikTok Shop in the future. So for me, the more platforms, the better for our business because we're an enabler. We help the brands go through all this intricacy, all these complications with different platforms. So the more platforms, the better for us as a business. And definitely, there's two things a brand can do. They can do it directly, or they can get an enabler like us to help accelerate and grow their business.
All right, so what's the value proposition of going through you when they can actually go direct to the consumer, like Nike does it so well in a market like the US, and they can monetize the data that they collect from the consumer?
Most of the multinational companies, Nike, Nestle, Unilever, P&G, they use enablers. Why? Because we do have economies of scale. We do have our core competence. Like a brand's competence is building the brand. Our competence is online distribution. So for Great Deals, we're the best in growing your e-commerce channel. We're not the best for offline because there are other players, but in terms of growing your e-commerce channel, definitely who do you want to talk to? And I think we have not only parang shared, but we have proven track record of growing business. So our best bet is if your business is 10 million, we can grow it to 100 million. That's how we can grow your business. So we're more of an enabler, not from 0 to 10, but from a 10 million to 100 million.
That's a huge quantum. And we're talking about a whole business model that's end-to-end. We've just talked about the first, which is really engaging the consumer and then fulfilling and delivering that product, which is the most important, isn't it?
So there's a lot of factors. Like first is the demand creation. How do you bring people to your web store or to your online stores? Whether it's in marketplace like Lazada, Shopee, or TikTok Shop, or even in your web store. Number two is the content that is needed to be able to have this kind of a store and manage it online. So number three is, of course, once the order comes in, you need to fulfill it in 24 hours so that they'll be able to receive, Filipinos are able now to receive their, if you're in Metro Manila, the next day you'll be able to receive your goods. So even all of this chat support, analytics, all of this we carry, we take care of it so that we'll be able to give the best experience to our customers.
Well, what difference has it made so far? You've had built fulfillment centers across the Philippines, so you're well represented. How quickly can you get a product to the doorstep?
We call it hyper-localization. It's a market penetration strategy that we've been doing for the past 2 years. So it has been very, very effective. So for example, previously, if you're in Cebu or Visayas Mindanao, it will take 5 to 7 days for you to be able to receive your goods. But with hyperlocalization, we do the fulfillment in Cebu, in Visayas, it's in Cebu, in Mindanao, it's in Davao. We have shortened the delivery time from 5 to 7 days to 1 to 3 days. Number two is the shipping fee cost. Of course, it's cheaper to be able to ship. So lower delivery time and lower shipping fee costs. And the third, what we have done this year is we even targeted, we have a live streaming Visaya speaking, targeted only to the Visaya speaking people. And it has grown tremendously for the past few months. And
has it surpassed our Luzon counterparts?
Not yet, but what we could see is the growth of that channel and the growth of that business, because it's like penetrating to a new market. And total, e-commerce is just 4% of total retail sale. So there's a lot of market penetration that can be done. And that's one of the ways that you can partner with us. We'll provide you with Visayas or Mindanao speaking talent to be able to create that demand and ship it within that place so that the next day you'll be able to receive it.
So there's still a huge market out there. You've just said a single-digit percentage there. It could grow a lot more. So what's keeping that growth from happening?
We're a very internet-savvy people. And also, I think for the past few years, our connectivity and fast internet has improved a lot. Now, the only challenges is more of the shipping fee cost because of the logistics. We have 7,100 and 7 islands if it's high tide. So I think those are the challenges or pain points that we have to make sure to be able to address. That's why the hyperlocalization is part of our strategy to address that and to penetrate the tier 2 cities more and let them experience that not all products are coming from Metro Manila. We can provide them that are coming near their provinces so that we'll be able to deliver it faster and cheaper.
What's the most interesting last mile delivery that you've done so far? And what product did you send off?
Well, basically, for great deals, all of our last mile delivery is through third-party logistic partners. So we don't own any motorcycle. So we just dispatch it to them. So different partners in different areas of the Philippines, so that we'll be able to, help them with the. So our service stop at dispatch, and then we have our 3PL partners do the last mile delivery.
Let's put some context here. We're talking about the prospects in the Philippines, but I've done up some research on the characteristics or our competition there in our neighborhood. Our gross merchandise value has risen, yes, but it's been overtaken by Vietnam. We're not even third. Vietnam vaulted into third place, overtaking the Philippines when it comes to GMV. What do you think what is it going to take to make gross merchandise value much better for 2025?
I think we're on the right track, if you will ask me, in terms of growth, because since the pandemic, it's an exponential growth like this. Slowed down a little bit, but still growing. Of course, inflation, of course, our economy, has an impact in terms of consumer spending. But the beauty of it, for me, when people ask me about inflation, everything, but we receive every day 150,000 items being dispatched every day. That's a business as usual day. And when you look at that number, I said, people just keep on shopping. So for me, maybe the basket size has lowered because of our economy. But in terms of habit, Filipinos are just keeps on growing. And so I think the more Filipinos get more savvy in terms of digitalization, we will continue to grow. And I'm looking at it China is already at 40%. So we're at 4% right now. So we can still grow 10x in terms of the e-commerce industry.
And when you compare us to North Asia, as you mentioned, China, and Japan and Korea, they actually accounted for 87% of Asia Pacific and of global e-commerce sales value in 2023. And it's a culture, it's that bunch of countries where they have the anytime, anywhere culture. Considering we're a consumer-driven society, are we anywhere going to be near that kind of performance, you think, when it comes to e-commerce?
I'm a very hopeful person, and I think it will come. When I visited China 2019, before I would say, accelerated my business, I saw the future in China. And I said, this is going to be what's going to happen in the Philippines 5 to 10 years from now. And they're just ahead of their time, and we're just trying to catch up. And I think it will happen. Just like before, everybody just uses cash on delivery. Now, there's a lot of payment wallet that Filipinos are using, right? So I think it's coming. So slowly but surely it's coming. Our internet speed has improved a lot through the years. Now we don't need to, wait for the streaming. Before, it keeps on lagging, di ba? Yung gano'n. Now, very fast download and everything. So I think as technology improves, as our infrastructure improves, definitely there will be more opportunity for us. Now, I just like to make a point. In the whole of Southeast Asia, as you know, the BIR has pronounced that everyone that sells on Shopee, Lazada, and on TikTok Shop needs to be registered.
Yes.
We're the first in Southeast Asia to do that, to have that kind of regulation.
Is that good or bad?
Well, for me personally, of course, if a seller needs to register, the whole industry, I think it's good for our country, definitely, because you'll be able to pay taxes, right? But I think timing-wise, kinds of try to hinder. So most of these sellers went back to Facebook and Instagram selling. And I think those are some of the things that you can look at in terms of policies. Now, yes, it's good because we'll be able to pay the taxes. It levels the playing field. But it also hinders a little bit of growth because it was regulated much, much earlier than our Southeast Asia counterpart. So kudos to our government, but those are my insights in terms of looking at it on a industry player.
Right, and that started in July 15th when
This year.
withholding tax
Yes.
had been levied on the sellers. What impact, though, might it have for those who cannot pivot?
I think there's a few thousand sellers that went back to selling on Facebook.
And that's less profitable for them.
No, it's not less profitable, but it's what they've been used to doing it because you need to register now in Lazada, Shopee. So in Facebook, you don't need it because it's very, it doesn't have a complete system in terms of payment. You have to do it manually, transacting each and everything. So they have to go back to their old ways of selling something.
And how has that affected you as an end-to-end enabler
Well,
of big companies, like the multinational companies?
For us, it doesn't because we pay our taxes ever since. So it's a good, equalizer for us. But for an industry, I think it hampered a little bit of growth because of those regulations.
Do you think it might have an impact on price? Price sensitive our consumers
Well, they can always
in terms of shipping, logistics. They wouldn't even pay for extra shipping.
Well, entrepreneurs will have this way to always offer the best price to the customers.
Which is free shipping.
With either free shipping or additional subsidy or vouchers or gift with purchases. So there's a lot of ways to go around it. So I think the entrepreneurial mindset of the Filipinos can always find ways to be able to service their customers.
What about those brick and mortar stores? After the lockdown eased, you made a mention of e-commerce just zooming up and then kind of tapering a bit, with consumers having to go back to the stores wanting to fit the clothes that they've seen online. Has that kind of slowed e-commerce at a certain point where you'd say, this is where we're going to be post-pandemic?
Okay.
And there might be like stagnation from here on out because people have sorted out that they're going to go back to the stores anyway.
So what's the consumer behavior on that? There's what we call reverse showrooming. People go to the mall, they fit it, but they don't buy it.
Why not?
They go back to their home, wait for the vouchers from the platform, and then, okay, payday sale, they'll buy it on double because they know it's going to have a discount. And that's a typical consumer behavior.
And did you see that in the past 11/11? A lot of them had bought stuff because they had vouchers for them?
Definitely, because in terms of sale, 11/11 campaign is still one of the biggest. So basically, people that gets discount for their toiletries, they buy the whole year on 11/11 so that they get very good discount for the whole year. Those that have purchasing power.
So bulto-bulto na yung binili.
Bulto-bulto binibili, magulat ka. Even cooking oil, 6 liters of cooking oil. I don't know why they want to order 6 liters of cooking
not?
oil.
Maybe they have something to cook so much for over Christmas. But what else did they buy? I mean, if you're talking vouchers, discounts, they wanted to make sure that they got best value for money. What products went through your tills and are now being delivered?
Of course, the mother and baby products, the diapers, the milk are always
staples.
Strong. Now, the difference is in TikTok Shop, I think last year, it's more of the beauty and viral products. But now we even see, as I have shared to you, cooking oil, ketchup being bought. These are basic things that you can buy at grocery. People are now doing groceries, not only on campaign, but almost every day because of the live streaming. So the nanays that are watching, okay, I'll buy it this week. Next week, they'll buy it again and again. That's why the average basket size, the business has grown, but the average basket size has dropped a lot because of new consumers.
Right, but that must have, you must have done something then to attract people to buy so much cooking oil and ketchup. I mean, and we're talking live streaming and you do that for your...
When people are engaged, they tend to buy. Because when you're doing live stream, people can comment and you can comment back. So a very good live seller host will be able to, ask people. The word is what we call budol nga, nabubudol sa TikTok. People tend to be impulsive in terms of, oh, sige na nga, I'll support you, I'll buy one, two, because I'm gonna use it naman, ganyan. So it happens.
So
Because
what
of
kind
the
of
interaction. Before
yeah.
kasi, if you go to Lazada, Shopee, it's static. Now, with a live seller, someone is selling to you at the comfort of your home, and you tend to, because of the art, it's still the art of selling, right? So people tend to buy.
So how much money was made selling live ketchup and the likes of cooking oil?
If you might be shocked that it's more than ₱1 million for a 3-hour live stream.
Wow, and that compares.
That, that's a
That's an
that's
amazing
that's already
breakthrough.
normal for. I think we have so many brands that has done more than ₱1 million in just a few hours of live stream. So it's really, the conversion rate has gone tremendously huge in compared to the past 2 years. So this year, that's why I would say TikTok Shop has truly accelerated the e-commerce industry. Parang it gave another push after the pandemic. Diba? It slowed down, but this year it grew a lot because of the consumer behavior has been changing.
And also access
That's why
to
Shopee, Lazada are doing also live.
right. But access to money. Access to money is very important, and that's changed because of digital wallets, like you mentioned earlier. And that's also been a game changer because brands now have access to customers whom they can provide payment terms so that they can afford to buy bulto-bulto. So how is this also changing the way people are shopping for things?
Well,
And
we
in the
haven't.
amounts that they're
We have
shopping.
in terms of that, like shop now, pay later kind of setup. There is an offering for most of the platform, but we haven't seen quite as I would say spike in terms of consumer behavior. Yeah, because the basket size is still quite small. So our business right now is to how to but we've seen it with when Shopee was new, the basket was so small. Then we just have to have that habit of people buying bigger and bigger, through offering like free shipping when you buy 1,000 peso worth. So the free shipping will just trigger when you add more products to buy, something like that. So
Is there some science to what you're doing to attract customers in terms of data
definitely,
tracking, maybe AI-enabled data tracking that would inform you that, if I give a discount this much, people are going to buy in a big way?
yeah, there's a lot of A/B testing being done in terms of what we call weekly activations to our potential customers.
So it's not yet in the market. It's just in the back end and you're trying it,
Yeah,
data testing,
in
AI-enabled
well, in
functions.
terms of you go to the platforms, it's already personalized to your liking. Our phones listens to us, di ba? You say we were just talking with my family that we would like to go to Vietnam, and then boom, you'll be amazed that there's already an advertisement regarding Vietnam. Uh, so our phones listens to us, so it's already personalized. The algorithms of the platforms is already personalized to your liking, to your interest. So when each and every individual open their shopping app, it's all different. It's catered already to your liking, to your interest. So that's how powerful the platforms are right now. They already know.
But that's just one customer.
Even without AI. No, that's
without
for
AI, okay.
even without AI.
We're not
it's
talking
already,
Gen AI here,
we're
not
not yet
yet.
talking Gen
Okay.
AI. It's what we call algorithm interest for each and every customer here in the Philippines. You open like a Shopee app, everyone is different in terms when you open it. It will cater to your interest or to what you're searching or what you're looking for.
Okay, so when do we get to Gen AI and how does that optimize the monetization?
Well, I think we've talked about a lot. People are really talking about AI and how it will change. Personally, it will come. It will come in a way that we don't really know how it will change the game. But for our company, we've tried to keep on implementing AI in each of our departments, so that we'll be able to be, as I shared to my organization, our organization will be a blended culture. I don't know if you've watched the movie Atlas by Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
So it's an AI powered person inside, right? So I was telling each and every one from our team, from the HR to finance, to our commercial, to our operations, you need to have a blended culture. It's human talent plus, machine learning, AI powered assistant. That's gonna be the future of work, the future organization of great deals, and we need to adapt to that future, or else we'll be out of work. So, for example, our graphic artists, they can create logos, and I just told them, I asked ChatGPT to create me a logo with all of these things done in 1 to 2 minutes. And my head of creative said, "Oh, I might lose my job." Yes, if you're not gonna use AI, you will lose your work, because you need to adapt to this new technology. It's a tool for you to become a better, more productive individual in our organization. So that's how we view it, and that's how we try to adapt AI into our everyday tasks, to have an AI powered assistant on each level.
I sense a fear there.
Fear.
A fear of the unknown.
Well, it's a challenge. A lot of things. Yes, it's unknown. Morally, ethics, and all of these things will come into play. But for me, as a business person, is how can I make my people productive? How can I automate things so that we'll be more productive, we'll be more efficient, and we'll be more profitable? And with the profits, you'll be able to provide better opportunities, look for other means of growing your business, and employ the right people with the right work skills. Just like dati, before the internet, how do we send mails? Snail mail, right? So now with the internet, it's I would really call it a disruptive technology. AI will be a disruptive technology that will change a lot of things on the way we do things.
So that's your core team, and you've guided them to want to embrace AI so that they don't get replaced. But what about your third-party vendors? What impact has it had when we talk about AI?
So, in reality, of course, we try to be a sustainable company. And if we can automate things, we will replace our systems to be able to automate. Like we've in terms of our chat support, we're using AI already. So when people ask, "Where's my order? How much ito?" Even the simple inquiry, they thought it's a person answering, but it's already AI. And because of that system, we were now able to reduce 60% of our chat support team, because AI can just replace them.
So 60% of jobs lost.
For just for the chat support.
Chat support.
Yes. So they need to learn now, but we ask them, okay, you have to go to escalation, because you still need the human intervention if there's an escalated uh, issues, right? So you need to have both in terms of to be able to have the best customer experience. Now, the beauty of it, AI can do 24/7, no complaints, and if there's 200 messages, they can answer in just a few seconds, all the 200 messages. So that's how powerful the change and the experience of that customer compared to a human that will be only be able to answer how many messages in a minute.
So has that meant cost savings so far?
Cost savings, definitely. That's why we've already cut down 60% of our manpower costs on CS. And we have been more productive in terms of answering properly, faster, on time. So customer experience is way better.
And you've got extra money to deploy somewhere else.
Definitely.
Have you figured out where to bring that?
Well,
the extra money?
Definitely, of course, we try to always give the benefit. As I have said, in my company, we have the 4 Ps. It needs to be profitable, because if it's not profitable, it's not a business. Number 2, it needs to have our purpose. And our purpose is to uplift Filipino lives through the digital economy so that we'll be able to bless our people and assist our planet. So those are the 4 Ps. So every decision that we make, we want to go through these 4 things. Is it profitable? Makes our mission, our purpose, able to bless our people and assist our planet. And I think with those guiding principles, we'll be able to find ways to keep on improving you know, the benefits, the lifestyle, the sustainability of Great Hills.
MSMEs, the micro, small, medium-sized entrepreneurs, often touted as the backbone of the Philippine economy, which the Trade and Industry Department are pursuing as a growth area. You have a lot of partners who are MNCs, multinationals, and you're also engaging with the Lazadas and Shoppees of the world. When will you do the same for our own MSMEs?
I think personally, I have my own advocacy of what we call faith-based mentorship program. So of course, I'm using this platform for me to be able to impart timeless biblical principles into business and help other entrepreneurs grow their business also. So most of the SMME or some of the entrepreneurs I help out in terms of our mentorship program. And I think it's been doing very well for the past 1 year already.
Can they at some point be part of your ecosystem, part of your maybe partners, the ones you take to your business model and scale up?
So I do also do some investing also. So I have few startups that I invested, which basically I invest on the founders. If I could see that there's resilience, there's greed, okay, I can invest in them and grow, let them help, assist them in growing the business and be part of the ecosystem of Great Deals. So I do have those some thing, but the more important thing is I think the mentorship program is more, because I cannot invest on all companies, right? But I can help, guide them in growing their businesses. And I think that's one way of paying it forward so that you'll be able to, inspire other entrepreneurs to make a change and make an impact in their generation also.
And I'm sure you've made an impact just telling them you lost 35 million
32
pesos.
Yeah.
What do you tell them? That part of your entrepreneurial journey where you lost a lot of money.
Yeah. So I think it's well known that I'm from debt to great deals. So I think overcoming challenges is part of life. As I said, there are 4 Qs I like to share. Diba? The first Q is the IQ, diba? Intelligent quotient. Number 2 is the EQ, emotional quotient, how we relate to people. The third one, I think that's important, is the adversity quotient or the AQ. The more you be able to go through challenges and overcome them, the adversity becomes better. It becomes a bigger comfort zone for you. So if there's more problems coming in, that's nothing because I've gone through bigger problems. So adversity quotient is quite important. And the last is what I call HQ or humility quotient. Because if you're able to have all of these three, you became proud. And then alam naman natin, pride goes before distraction. So we need to remain humble so that with humility so that we'll be able to go through life much better.
So how did that happen? Losing 32 million overnight. And how did you get out of it?
Well, it took me 12 years to get out of it. So it's quite a journey. Of course, you make wrong investment decisions. You loan money to have that wrongdoing. So nagpapatong-patong siya. And then you just wake up one day and said, okay, you cannot do it anymore. You give up and then call all of your debtors and tell them, I need to pay you, but I'm not able to pay you on time. And it will if it takes me a lifetime to pay, I'll pay it. So it took me 12 years to clean out my debt before I got the opportunity and saw the e-commerce. So talaga ano siya timing eh.
Paano nangyaring debt to great deals? I mean, what was the
12 years, I was in the insurance industry because wala nang puhunan. So, doing well, but all of my earnings, I'm just paying off my debt. And, first 2 years, parang excited ka pa, kaya mo to. But then, it dawned on you na 4 or 5 years na, all of your friends have their own new car, new houses, and then ikaw nandito ka pa rin, paying your debt. So parang, diba, you get, discouraged, depressed. But the beauty of it, I was part of a church, a D group, a discipleship group that helped encourage me to continue on, to be hopeful of what God has in store for me. And I was hopeful that one day God will bring me back from the desert experience to the promised land. And I saw the opportunity of e-commerce, and e-commerce is my promised land. And after paying off all my debt, I started trading, selling cell phone accessories during that time, and then saw the opportunity e-commerce, and then shifted wholly on e-commerce, and then Radius was set up.
So it was just a light bulb moment?
It is
Or-
a light bulb
yeah,
moment.
with a bazaar, and
So the
it
light bulb
happens to be
the
a
light bulb
yeah.
moment happened, I think, 10 years ago during 11/11. It was an 11/11 sales in Lazada. So I was in Lazada as a seller, just selling
What were
my
you selling?
cell phone accessories.
Okay.
I have a few thousand power banks in my warehouse. Put the power banks, uploaded it in Lazada, and lo and behold, it got sold. Everything was sold in just one day during 11/11. That day, few thousand power banks all got sold, and I was in shock, in awe, and anong animal to? No animal tong e-commerce. And that was my light bulb moment. I started learning, studying it. And people don't know, di ba, 11/11, that 2014, January, almost more than 50% returned. Because during that time, the logistics was not able to deliver. So, ang gulo-gulo pa noong time na yun ng e-commerce. But, we persevered, we moved on, tried to learn things so that we know how to sell online.
So you learned it the hard way. Na,
By
oops,
experiencing
may
it,
problema
by
pala sa
doing it,
logistics.
so all of these
Okay.
things, I took it in heart and then offered my service to the brand if they would like to grow their e-commerce line, because I was able to grow my brands, my products online as
But
a
you weren't the
seller.
first mover here. There was already a competition who was already doing the end-to-end enablement. How did you manage to surpass them?
And the truth, if I would like to go back and think it's how good I am or anything. But really, by God's grace, number two, I think I was able to build a good team to be able to execute and know the Philippine market. One of my key takeaway was the first 4 or 5 employees that I have are all licensed public school teachers. No? By accident to, not by ano. And then I saw their perseverance, resilience. Di ba? Pag public school teacher ka, you need to find saan ka kukuha ng chalk and everything. Nandoon yung attitude. And we're a startup eh. And then they know how to teach and train people. So we were able to scale because they also know how to teach and train people. So I think yung teachers, employees ko na yun, which are still with me today, are key. Are key for us to be able to really, I think, grow and scale.
Have they embraced AI?
Yes, definitely. It's for us, we do a lot of lunch and learning peer sessions on how do we adopt AI into our everyday life.
Pretty interesting. Your daughter, who just graduated, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Already has an AI-enabled
Startup.
Yes. Is this something that had been inspired from dad, or coming from left of field? I mean, how did she develop that thinking that this was it? This was the future.
I think, of course, a lot of influence from his dad of trying to, there's so much happening on AI. Every day, I think hundreds of apps are being made. I don't have enough time even to research on all of those apps. That's why even for our company, we hire intern to just research. Now, for my daughter, I think she knows, because I've been sharing that AI will be a disruptive industry where a lot of industry will come out of it. So when she graduated, I always give them the opportunity what they really want to do in life. And she wants to, study, learn, and do business on AI. And what they do right now is, if you have a Facebook page, Instagram page, they'll be able to help you with your customer inquiry, and they'll also be able to help you sell on Messenger e-commerce using AI.
So it looks like there's going to be a sort of a synergy there between your
Well,
daughter's business and Great Deals.
definitely it's part of it, but of course I invested a little on my daughter also. So she's been growing her portfolio of customers, and she started I think a few months ago only, and it's been doing well, and a lot of innovations being done on AI. And I was just telling her, just move faster so that you'll be able to adapt faster. No? But most of our customers, it's a SaaS based, so it's a subscription based business. So they keep on subscribing naman sa kanya. So you know, yun nga, AI doesn't complain. AI will not ask higher compensation. AI will not have room, comfort room break or lunch break. So those are the key things that they can. The truth is really replace some kind of work. I know it's not a very nice way to say because people fear that they may lose their job, but I'm challenging, our workforce to really adapt. Because even for our company, I attended an AI event and they said, no, 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 all the BPOs, no, AI will not replace our work, but we just replace them. That's the reality. Because you need to find the right work so that you'll be able to adapt to the upcoming trends and to the new ways of working.
Talk to us about the trends. FT, Financial Times said and quoted you as saying e-commerce was going to be it in the next 5 years. And that was 3 years ago. What do you think is going to come up in 2025 and onwards as the next big thing?
So e-commerce will continue to grow, but definitely AI is the next big thing, really. I think for you to be able to adopt AI in your everyday work, in your everyday business, a lot of opportunities can happen. A lot of things can, be automated through AI. A lot of work that can be done. For one example that I did was I went with all of my HR team. I talked to ChatGPT to create a job description, hiring process, and interview questions for an operations director. Done in a few minutes. And I told them, what you need to learn is to know how to prompt or prompt engineering so that you can use ChatGPT properly. And they were all shocked that and I asked them, how many days of work if you're going to do it alone? And then my lawyer, still young, late 20s, never used ChatGPT. And then I introduced him. He was so happy because he doesn't need to start from scratch all of his contract. He can have a framework already and, help his work faster, triple, 4 times, 5 times, I think even 8 times faster than if he's going to make a contract. He just print it out, change it, and then push it.
Can AI replace e-commerce enablement?
I think AI can always assist you to become a better enabler. So for me, AI is a tool. Some tools needs to be supervised, some tools needs to be automated, and some tools can replace certain kind of work. But we never know. In reality, Cathy, we never know what will happen in the future. And the important thing, even can AI replace a CEO? Maybe, right? So I think the important thing is what we know is human talent has leadership, discernment, which AI doesn't have. If you know how to lead people, discern, I think those are key things that is important in the workplace.
And to know whether business is for you or not, because you said at some point business is not for everyone.
Definitely business is not for everyone. Huh?
How come?
It's a crazy, being an entrepreneur, being a founder is a crazy. I think you need to have a certain kind of resilience and risk-taking appetite for you to be in business. Because when you start a business, even my daughter, I can easily help her with so many accounts, but I'm letting her experience it so that I want her to build her resilience, her grit, so that she'll be able to grind it out and then become a better person, because I want to increase her adversity quotient. And it's not for everyone. Not having salary for the few months, it's not for everyone. Somebody 1 month pa lang, parang, oh no, I'll just go back to corporate. Diba? So I think it's a calling. And each and every person has his own calling. And I have a lot of very good entrepreneurial-minded executives that able to help grow great deals. Without them, if all of us become entrepreneur, nobody will have built the organization, right? So everyone has its own calling. And each and every person needs to know his calling in life so that, you're doing the right purpose or what God has called you to do for your generation.
As a final message, what do you tell the ones who want to succeed but failed and failed miserably?
So the beauty is failure is just an event. It is not a person. So it's okay to fail, right? So same as success, it's just an event. The important thing is able to overcome those challenges and look at it as a stepping stone for your next journey or experience that comes into your life. So failure is okay. It is not a person. It is just an event.
And buying cooking oil and ketchup is okay too. And bulto on 11/11. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And catch us again next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time on One News. You can also check out the long conversation on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And if you haven't done so, like or follow my social media pages. I'm Cathy Yang. This is Thought Leaders.